And we are back with the Screen Team on KWOC 93.3 FM and KWOC on the 930 AM side. We're being joined by Stacy and also Doug Anderson doing some films for you this evening. The show is being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, where Walmart is next door to us. Also, Poplar, Bluff Drywall, and Fearless Social. Guys, the next film we're going to do is another Stephen King film. It's your basic Wolfman type scenario. It's called Silver Bullet. This movie came out in the 80s as well. It stars one of the Corey Haim, right?
Corey Haim.
And also Mr. Busey, right?
Oh, yeah.
Gary.
It has a lot of famous people in it, really. I mean, it's got the coach from Major League.
Yeah, he was like in the
he was
first
like
scene.
right off the bat, yeah.
I love that guy's voice.
The voice of the narration, the Walking Dead fans would know her as Deanna. Deanna that was running Alexandria. She does the voiceover.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then you've got Gary Busey and Corey Haim. And then the guy who plays the gun shop owner, the real radical kind of guy. Mm-hmm. He's famous too, and he's been in a lot of TV shows, but I can't place, I want to say it was Life Goes On or something like that, that he was in.
The sheriff.
And the sheriff? Do you remember the sheriff? You've seen him?
Oh man, I gotta go.
You've seen him.
I gotta go to the IMDb.
He's from one of
page.
your very favorite television series.
Oh, Lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quinn. What's his name? Terry O'Quinn or something like that?
Something like that,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. I love that guy. That's when he had hair too.
Yeah.
By the way.
So this is, and he was a lot thinner then too.
Yeah.
So this movie, even if it doesn't get your interest, it's a Corey Haim movie. How can it not get your interest?
All right, so Stacy, did this movie scare you?
No. I mean, there was a few jump moments, but it wasn't like I didn't have a problem going to sleep afterwards.
Yeah.
It's another beginner horror movie.
There's a lot of parts where you can tell, okay, that's kind of hokey looking, but there's other parts where you can tell the makeup was just really, really well done.
Yes, it was.
It almost kind of has the same kind of feel or whatever that they did with Teen Wolf, and also was it the American Werewolf in London?
Yeah.
Kind of feel to it.
Yeah, like when the hair recedes.
Yeah.
That type of
It does have a really good twist in it, though.
Yeah.
Which we'll leave that for.
Sabrina got it right, by the way. When we were watching it, she's like, "Oh, the Wolfman is this guy." I'm like, "No, it isn't. It's this guy. I know, okay." And I was wrong.
Well, I wasn't even expecting it to be like. I just thought it was going to be just like a creature, but then someone in the house pointed it out to me, and even though I hadn't seen it in a long time, it was like watching it again for the first time.
There's one scene where it becomes blatantly obvious, and it's before the obvious.
Is it before the dream sequence, or is that the?
Yeah.
Right there.
So the dream sequence.
To me, the dream sequence is what told you.
I thought that was like a red herring. I thought they were trying to say, "Hey, so you need to look at this character," kind of thing. But but I thought they were doing that to trick you to.
You could see it like that as a trick, and then later on, you're like, "Oh, that made sense to me."
Right.
Well, I never would have seen it coming. Oh, never. I would have never seen it coming.
So, Doug, you're a horror fan. Do you like this film?
I love this movie. To me, it's like you said, it's like your quintessential werewolf type movie, but it's not told in a real horrifying sense. To me, it's told in more of like a kid's sense. You know,
because that's our main character.
Right. You see it from his perspective.
Man,
nobody believes me.
Yeah.
Nobody would have believed him. And his uncle was like, "Man, you're crazy."
And he is crazy.
But
it's a different story.
But in the end, his uncle is the only one.
Yeah.
And it's got your brother sister conflict, that resolves itself by the end. But it's a good movie. I mean, I don't even really think it has very many bad words in it.
I don't think
it
so.
doesn't have any naked people in it. So I mean, you could watch it with your, you could watch it with your, 10 and older age group. I think.
What about your nephew? You think you would
Well, I mean, I wouldn't care to sit down and watch it with him. I don't know if he would necessarily enjoy it. I mean, he might. He likes the scary movies, but it may not be scary enough for him, you know.
Right.
But I mean, I wouldn't be like, oh, we got to turn the TV off, you know. Even if like an 8 or 9-year-old came in, I mean, it wouldn't. It's not that. It's not frightening. I don't think it's going to give anybody nightmares or anything like that.
You're probably not going to want little kids, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7. You may not want them to watch it because that right there may freak them out a little bit. That's a thin line. Anybody older than that, no.
I mean, I think they pretty much
if
show it on
you're 10
TV.
years old and you get scared of that movie, you got no, time out.
What did you think about Corey Haim's wheelchair?
The silver bullet.
Wasn't that cool?
Yes,
That was
so cool.
awesome. That was so awesome.
You know, I think that was one of his first real roles.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas was his first one, I believe.
Okay, so this right here, I guess, would have been like his second one. Man, what a good actor at that age.
Yeah.
Wow. Play a crippled kid? Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, he was my wallpaper of my house when I was a kid.
You were a Corey Haim guy, not a Feldman, huh?
I was a Hamster. I was Team Haim.
She was a Hamster, not a Feldman.
My heart beats for Haim. I think I had a sticker that said that, but I was on my walls in my bedroom. It was everywhere, you know. I mean, even whenever he was having the show with him and the other Corey, like right up until like when he died, like that was my homeboy, you know.
And Gary Busey's in this film, and
he's much younger, isn't he?
He's much younger and not as crazy as he is nowadays.
Funny. He plays an alcoholic.
They could not have picked a better person to play Uncle Red. I don't think.
That's no kidding.
The movie is called Silver Bullet. It's It's based on a Stephen King book, and you can find it on DVD. Coming up after the break, we're going to review the movie Harlem Nights with Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. It's next on KWOC.